I got a little stick, not stick, but I got some people saying things on Twitter about like if you trust Klopp or you can't trust Klopp if you are questioning his midfield decision, the players he decided to play in the midfield. Well, my question is, do you guys still think that? It's one thing to trust Klopp. I trust my wife. If she does something that's questionable, I'm going to question it. That has nothing to do with trust. And here's the thing: if anyone can say they're happy with that midfield, I know it's just one game. It's one game that they played together. That three this season. It's the first game. We know what they did for us in Champions League and parts of last season, or what have you, mainly based on injury. Let's keep that in mind. But that midfield was not great today. In the first half, I think as a team we were good. I don't know if that necessarily was all through the midfield. I don't know if that was the reason why we were good was the midfield. Now they had their roles, and I think Milner had an assist. Was that his assist from the set piece? I don't know, but that midfield just isn't. It wasn't strong enough. It was not strong enough, and that's what I worried about coming into it. Again, Naby is a player I think in a game like this, because those three haven't played this season, because it's only been Genie, Milner, and Keita. I think you see that through, and then maybe at the international break, sure. But to me, you broke up a good thing you had, and I've said it before. If it's not fixed, I mean, if it's not broken, you don't need to fix it. Again, I don't know what happens in training. I don't know, and I'm not coming on here to complain. We got the win. I get it. Genie pissed me off holding the ball 2 on 7. And so here's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up. We need to find a way to slow games down, but it feels like we can't, because when we slow things down, there's this anxiety that there's this nervousness or whatever that we just can't do it. When we slow things down, we dawdle on the ball too much, get it stolen. Leicester City pumped up their press in the second half, and we looked really shell shocked by it. Looked like we couldn't really cope with their pressing and running down the ball. What happened for that goal? As much as we want to blame Allison, it was because the defenders in the midfield, they couldn't kick the ball away. Clear the ball. Why are you holding onto the ball? That makes no sense. So before it even gets to Allison and he has his mistake, we need to be clearing the ball. Gomez could have cleared it. Van Dijk probably one of the midfielders at that point, or maybe it was just the defenders. But we have to clear the ball and learn how to slow games down, ride the wave, and just relax. And you would think with a guy like Van Dijk in the back and Henderson, he's supposed to be, he's our captain. He's supposed to be that guy who can kind of, or should be able to kind of get the guys together. He's never been able to do that. And that's been my main criticism of Henderson. I don't hate him. I'm not going to wish him out of the club. My point is this: being the captain, it's not enough to just wear the band. You have to be able to do something. And if it's not being, amazing on the pitch, do something to where you can rally the troops, calm them down, relax them. He never did that to me. That's why he was pulled, in my opinion. So here's my dilemma with the midfield. Genie to me has become a guy that I think his best role is a 6. I hate to say it. I know there's moments where he has good games as an 8, but I think his best role is at the 6. And so without Ox, it makes me wonder as far as rotation. Sure, you can throw Milner in there and Naby. Is Milner going to play a whole season? Is he going to be able to play every single game? No, he's not. Does anyone trust Lallana to come in? So to me, at some point, it's got to be Naby and Shaqiri there. It's got to be that. I don't mind Shaqiri in a more forward role. I think we'll see that anyway. We saw him come in for Salah today. That's probably where Klopp sees him most. But I think at some point, as long as Ox is going to be out, there's got to be another person that can play that 8. I mean, Genie can play it. I don't want to say he can't play it. And this is, again, it's one game. I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment. But I just feel like Genie, at this point, from what I can see, is best fit in that holding role. So that's my thing on the midfield today. And I spoke about it coming in. It's not about not trusting Klopp. That's a questionable midfield to play in this game. I'm sorry. It's a questionable midfield. And there was times where they just bypassed the midfield. There was nothing there to stop it. And I think, Milner had some moments here, with tackles and things of that nature. But we were missing that Naby flair. That ball handling ability. I think we were missing that. Someone in the midfield to just grab the ball and say, I got this. We're good. And no one really did that. I think things got slightly better when Genie moved to the 6 and Naby came in. But there was still something missing for me. Moving on to the goalkeeper. Again, that situation that happened for a lot of other reasons. Sure, you can say the main reason is, you do the thing against Knockhart when we played against Brighton. That made sense at the time. And there was no way for Knockout to really get the ball back because he can easily scoot it to Van Dijk, which is what he did. But in this game, your back is turned. There's no need to try to do a Cruyff turn there. There's no need to do that, especially with a guy that's speedy and as quick as Iheanacho. So we get that. At the same time, yeah. Plus, I'm worried about Salah because it looks like something is bothering him. You can even see it on his face. Yeah, no. I mean that is obvious. That I cannot disagree with. That I can't disagree with. Is it the FA Egyptian FA thing? I don't know. But I'm not overly concerned either. I'm not overly concerned. I think we'll be fine, and he's got to just shake that off, whatever the issue is, if there's even an issue. I mean, people forget he kind of started off not so well last season. Look, he's got 2 goals in 4 games. That's not the worst return. So, I mean, I'm not in a panic mode personally. But with Becker, again, guys need to clear the ball, and we get into this panic mode that we don't need to. And Klopp spoke about it. It's not allowed. Just do the easy football. I've said this before. Football is very easy. When everything's in doubt, resort to the easy, fundamental, simple thing, and that would have been to clear the ball. I don't know how the hell. That's all I kept saying. I'm here with my wife watching the game. I'm thinking, are they going to clear the ball? And that I feel like I kept having to say that a lot of times in the game. Clear the ball. Why are you trying to dribble out of trouble? Clear the ball. Clear it. I don't get it. But again, that's where it comes down to. There's times where Liverpool, and that's why I say, as happy as I am is what we're doing, I'm still not convinced that we can do that in a clean way and finish these games off. It's way too nervy. It's way too nervy. And again, I'm happy we won. I'm not on here to moan, but there are issues that Liverpool need to deal with, and there are improvements that we need to make. And one of them is a simple one: clear a fucking football. Clear it. Just smack it. That's all you got to do. And so, in that moment, Allison was not the main culprit. He wasn't. I don't care what you say. Allison was not the main reason why we got that goal. It looks like it because he's the goalkeeper and he essentially is the one who gets the ball taken from him and all that. And still almost made a nice recovery for the save. I actually thought, honestly, when he lost that, first of all, I thought he was going to get away with it because I trust him. I trust his confidence in himself. And again, please do not be shocked if he does something like that again. And if I'm Klopp, I'm saying to him, I love that. Next time, don't get caught out. Because you want him to have that confidence in him. You want him to be who he is and be free and play as the keeper that he is. Not every keeper can do what he can do. And sure, people will tease us on social media. We're undefeated right now. Okay, so you can tease us all you want. Usually the teams that are teasing us are Arsenal fans and United fans. So I'm not tripping off all that. At the end of the day, a player like that, you don't want to take that away from him. It's the same thing with Keita. If he came over and I'm Klopp, I'm not saying, hey man, you really can't be getting red cards for us like you did with RB. You want that bite in Keita. You don't want to take these elements away from these players. So back to Becker, you just tell him, hey, do what you got to do. Don't get caught next time. Simple as that. Don't get caught next time. It will happen again that he'll do it, and hopefully it'll happen several times. And hopefully out of those several times, he's not getting caught up. And so that's the thing about Becker. He had a great game, and to me, without that mistake, he probably rivals Gomez for man of the match. I mean, honestly, he probably rivals Gomez. I think Gomez was excellent. I think he was also part of the problem on that Becker situation. But he made the game-saving tackle and block. So I'm happy with Becker. This is not, people are saying, Alice in Wonderland and all this foolishness, and he's if that was curious. Listen, the guy made a mistake. Keepers do it. The best of them do it. Let's hope he doesn't get caught out again. That's my biggest takeaway from it. He didn't cost us anything but the goal, which, again, that wasn't just him. That was more of the defense and him together making that mistake, in my opinion. If you never put the keeper in that position, we never concede that goal. It's as simple as that. So, that's the midfield. That's Becker. And I want to talk about Firmino because, yet again, people still are saying Firmino is still not at the pace. And maybe that's true. At the end of the day, Firmino works so hard. He worked so hard for this team, and he got his goal. And that's the thing that I think is underrated about Firmino. He's so good with headers. He's so amazing at heading the ball. I think about a number of goals that he scored with his head and just how easy it is. So that was a big goal. And after the game, you can see why that was such a big goal. I would have loved to have the Salah goal. He didn't finish it. Okay, we move on. But this is why, again, the chances are so important because Liverpool are always going to create chances. We always will. There's never been a game that we didn't create any chances. Now, then sometimes we create 10, 5, maybe 2 or 3. We have to be clinical in those moments because we don't want that situation to come back and haunt us. So, I think Firmino has done really well. And yes, he was called for some fouls today. Some of them maybe, some of them not. But I just love how he never gives up, especially if the ball's lost. He tracks everyone down, hounds them, slides in, gets the ball. And he does it so cleverly. I mean, you would think he was a DM the way he tracks some of these dudes on the pitch. It's amazing to see. So I'm happy with Firmino's doing. And again, we got Mane with 4 goals. We got Firmino with a goal, I think 2 assists, and Salah with 2 goals. He may have an assist, I don't know, 2 goals. So, um, that's 7 goals there out of those 3 players. So, listen, we haven't necessarily been, as far as scoring goals, the best that we've seen. It's still early, but that again is very rewarding, very encouraging is a better word, to see that even though they're not clicking on all cylinders, um, we still are able to find ways to win. At the end of the day, there's a lot of cleanup work to do. There's a lot of cleanup work to do, and we've got to just stick together, ride the wave. Spurs are going to be a real serious wake up call. Real serious wake up call. It's going to be interesting to see after these 4 games. All this break will be good for Klopp to really assess, to really figure out what's the best lineup to play against this Spurs team, because that will clearly be the biggest test. What's the best team? What is the midfield players I should play in this game? Do I introduce Fabinho at Wembley? I don't know. Is Keita get his spot back? Is it Keita with Genie? Is it Keita with Milner? Who's your best midfield? Not only midfield, who's your best starting 3 or front 3? Do you feel like Salah needs a rest? Do you feel like the Egyptian FA situation or whatever else is getting to him? Klopp would know, being around him every day in training. So figure that out. Do you think Shaqiri is ready to have a starting role? Shaqiri looks pretty hungry for me. Held the ball up pretty good. Was able to get some fouls there at the end to kind of milk the clock a bit. So I'm excited about Shaqiri and what he can do with this team. Raymond Timbo Salah will probably find good form again. Oh, keep in mind he was missing chances for fun in the beginning. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, this is not like a huge. I won't say it's not a huge shock, but it's not. I'm not bothered. Again, he started off the last season like this, and he ended up with 40 whatever goals, 32 I think in the Premier League. So listen, I'm not really that concerned. And again, when we're winning games, why would I be? We beat all the teams we have played this season. Last season, Spurs is the challenge to see if we can genuinely win the title. Yeah, it is, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we really can see what this team is made of. But I am really proud of our team defensively. I really am. There were small moments here and there, but Leicester didn't have that many chances. They really didn't. And the chances they did have, it was kind of chances that we, just no disrespect to them, but this is the thing. We allow teams to enjoy their football sometimes, which is so frustrating because when we can do the simple thing, clear a ball, make a better tackle, be better on your feet, we tend to just, I don't know what it is. But, again, that should be a clean sheet. It wasn't. I'm not going to make a big deal about that, but I am really proud of the defense and especially Joe Gomez. I mean, how far he's coming along. Trent wasn't amazing, but he'll get there. He'll get to a place where he's more consistent and getting 7s and 8s out of games as opposed to 6s. Yeah, but I want him to take his chances so that he can win the Ballon d'Or. See, I don't, no, all due respect, but I don't really care about individual trophies, or top goal or whatever. I feel you, Raymond, but that's not, I want a trophy in the cabinet for the team. So I feel you, but that's not really a big deal to me. But he still could do that. He still could do that. Again, it's not, it's a long season, guys. It's a long season. Is him not winning the trophy? Maybe that's bothering him. I don't know. Henderson was poor today. He was poor today. And look, I think Klopp needed to see what Henderson would have given him. Fair enough. Fair enough. And I do trust Klopp, and I understand him wanting to do that. But that's the wrong choice to me. That was the wrong choice. I see why you did it. I see why you wanted to do it. But hopefully you see as well, Klopp, that it was. If you're gonna bring Henderson in, you can't drop Naby Keita. I'm sorry. You cannot drop Naby Keita. So figure it out. If you throw him with Genie, him with Milner, whatever, you don't drop Naby Keita to me. And so, again, I think Henderson's role this season, don't mean to be harsh, just being straight up, is more one of a rotation guy. That's just how I see it. Yeah, Robinson had a nice assist. That was good. But it looks like it's Sadio Mane's season. Yeah, and I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah, Salah will be back at some point. Starting against Spurs, maybe. Maybe. Again, I don't really care who's scoring the goals. I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, I want Salah to score a bunch of goals. I want our team to score goals. I want our team to win. To me, it doesn't really matter who it's coming from. So I don't get caught up in who's scoring more goals. But it does look like Mane means business this season. And it was good to see him open the scoring up with the pass from Robertson. Would you say Gomez has solidified a place for himself next to Van Dijk? Is our starting 11 at this point? I wouldn't drop him. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. There's a long way to go for Lovren to get back in that team. I would be highly, highly pissed off if once Lovren is fit, he comes right back in the team. That would be simple unfair. I mean, that would just be a total disservice to Gomez. All the work he's done, all the how well he's been next to Van Dijk. That's a great partnership. It's a great partnership. But I told y'all, I did the thing about Van Dijk being overrated. While I think that's ridiculous to say that, he had some moments today where he was too casual. He was too casual, and that can cost us. Van Dijk needs to really shore that up, man. I mean, it's all nice to have, 18, clearances with your head. That's all good. But you have got to be better, man. Yes, I said it. Van Dijk has to be better. I'm sorry. He's got to be better. I mean, I think, and this is just me, think how you want or whatever, but to me, he was not one of the highest rated players today for me. As far as 1 to 10, if you do a player rating thing, which I'll get into in a minute with mine, but he was not one of the highest ones for me. He wasn't. He's too casual sometimes. He almost cost us when Gomez had to have it. But that's the thing. Nobody's perfect, and that's what you're supposed to do. Help each other. And that's the thing. At Van Dijk, he's human. If he makes a mistake, Gomez has to be there, and he was there, which is why I love just his maturity. It's amazing. Robertson better than Mendy. Nah, you're tripping a little bit, bro. I'm not gonna go that far. Robertson's good. I'm not gonna say he's better than Mendy. That's just my opinion. But I mean, I respect your opinion, but nah, I'm not gonna say Robertson's better than Mendy. Robinson is definitely in the conversation, though. I think he's up there with the best fullbacks in the league for sure. But I think Mendy's slightly better in my opinion. Both Mane and Salah will score versus Spurs. I hope you're right. But again, it could be Van Dijk, Robertson, and Genie for all I care. I don't care who scores. But I'm excited for that game. I wish we didn't have to wait so long for it. I mean, it feels like it's almost another month we got to wait. Van Dijk is the Range Rover of our defense. Gomez has been superb. Yeah, he has. And that's a good way to put it. He is the Range Rover. He's that big kind of, most of the time, dependable, rugged kind of dude. But also very, very, very passive, very, very casual sometimes to me. Personally, that's how I feel. As good as he is, he's got room for improvement as well. And he knows that. That's why I love Van Dijk. They try to always say, hey, well, the stats were so great for Liverpool. You've got some odd goals conceded in some odd games. And people are saying you're the real reason. And Van Dijk, the first thing he said was, it's not just me. And that's a definition, and that's proof of that. What he said is very true. And today showed you that. It's not just him, because he's human as well. He's going to make mistakes. He has made his mistakes. And there Gomez was to help out. Fair enough. Van Dijk had a poor performance relative to his high standards. I still say he's currently the best center back in the Premier in the moment, though. No, that's fair. That's fair. I can't say I would disagree with that. Hey, look, I'm just saying he's not perfect, and no one is. But I'm just saying he has made mistakes before. He made some mistakes today, and that's all I'm saying. And it's good to see that we got a defense now where it's not all it doesn't feel like it's all depending on Van Dijk, because he made a mistake for that almost goal from Maddison. He did. Let's be clear. And if you don't believe me, watch the game back. He made a mistake there. He made a mistake with giving the ball back to Becker. That's all facts. It's not even an opinion. That is facts. And so you need a team where if Van Dijk is messing up, who's supposed to be our best defender, you have to have other guys who can slot in a game and be just as helpful. So that's good to see. The best midfield 3, Keita, Milner, Genie for Spurs. Okay. Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. That block was amazing. And I was, man, you talk about heart and mouth. That was, when I saw that, I was like, no, we're not going to see it right here. There was two moments. It was that, which thank God for Gomez, and that first one from Damari Gray, which thanks to Becker. Those two moments, man, I'm telling you, and I said in the second half, I thought we would concede, not in that fashion, but they were putting pressure on us, and we didn't really seem to be able to get up out of that. There were moments that we had, but very, very, very few of those. The second half, I've said it already, was atrocious. So we obviously need to be better, and I think we will. Thompson, I hope we don't get injured in a pointless game, especially the center backs. Yeah, I think everybody in unison can probably say, we agree, or yay to that. Yeah, it was good. I mean, he way to be there for Joe, man. Way to be there. I'm just so happy for him, man. He's playing the role he wants to play, and he's flourishing. And again, for a young player like that to be sending a message to the manager saying, "Look, I know Lovren is our top center back next to Van Dijk, but you got to look at me, baby. You got to get him past me. So get him in training, and you show me who needs to be playing. But Gomez right now, he looks very stellar, man. He looks very, very, very composed. Just really good. Very, really, like I said, he looks like he's gotten stronger in the off season. He looks very good. Firmino, Gina, and Kate's a perfect mid. I would hope that's the best. That's what I want our best midfield to be. Again, we don't know until we see Fab, though. We keep calling for Fab, and I think rightfully so. But we don't know how it's going to look yet. We saw it in preseason, but in the Premier League, we don't know yet. So hopefully that's the case. Yeah. What's up, Epic? Yeah, 21. Is he 21? Okay. But yeah, man, I watched the rest of the games, and damn Newcastle, man. All I needed them to do was just hold on to that draw. That's all I needed. All I needed for them was to hold on to that draw. But you see Man City. I said it before. People came at me for it. They don't look that impressive. They don't. And they're getting the wins, and that's fine. That's what you're supposed to do. Was it 3 wins, 1 draw? I'm just saying, though, they can be got at. And it seems to be something going on with Sane and Pep. Now, Pep will skirt around it and make it seem like, oh, well, it was just Leroy today. It could be Raheem one day. It could be Gabriel Jesus one. No, you're not going to put Gabriel Jesus. Actually, let me not say that. Maybe he would. I don't know. I don't know what's in his mind. But City can be got at. I mean, their defense is, to me, very, very suspect. It always has been. Now, to their credit, they had a pretty good defensive record last season. And then all the goals they scored, yeah. But City can be got at. City can be got at, man. Yeah, well, Newcastle, I mean, you can't let the fullback score like that. I mean, you just can't do that. And I know Rafa was just livid. You can't let that guy score from that angle, from that deep. I mean, come on, man. Like, somebody's got, for a team that's playing defensive too, how do you let that happen? I can't wait for that game, Mitchell. Michael, I can't wait for that game. I'm so ready to watch that game tomorrow. I wish it was the first game other than Arsenal and Cardiff. Who wants to watch that? But that Watford Spurs game is going to be big, and I think Watford can get something from it. Not only because I want that for the table's sake, but, and also, like, that's a good result before playing them in the league. But I just think Watford are much improved. They enjoy their football, and they playing with house money. It's like they have nothing to lose. It's Watford. Nothing is really expected from them, to be fair. But you gotta believe that their fans are happy right now. I don't think they thought they'd be where they are now. So that Watford Spurs game will be good. But anyway, Liverpool, we gotta handle our business. Freddie, what up? Just tuned in, big dog. Went out Friday night. Only got to hours of sleep. Okay, so I matched 5:30 a.m. Yeah, that's crazy early, man. But that's the testament of how much I love this club. Yeah. Happy Labor Day to you too, man. Enjoy your holiday. Wolves should have beat them. City cheated to get a draw in that game. It wasn't a free kick. Well, I think that evens it out though, Marlon. I mean, it was a handball by Wolves. So I mean, I don't know if that was a cheat or not. I don't know. I didn't see that part of the game, but it was clearly a handball by Wolves. So that probably evened it out. I don't know if Wolves should have beat them, but my point is, everyone is gunning for City. Not just us, not just Spurs, not every team is trying to get at City. Believe that. Now, they'll smash their fair few of teams because of the levels in talent. That's obvious. But they're going to struggle with some teams. They had their season where they blew everyone away. Round of applause. But to me, until they can prove that again, which I don't think they'll do this season, I'm referring to them as all or nothing FC. Because it's all or nothing. Pep talked a big game in that documentary, man. He ran his mouth in that documentary, and I watched it mainly just for the segments where they showed Liverpool playing him in the Champions League. But he ran his mouth, and so look, we'll see, man. You know, we'll see. But people are gunning for them, so and they're gunning for us too. And we didn't even win the league last year, so we got to just keep the momentum, keep riding this wave. It's a positive feeling right now. That second half was atrocious. I said it already. We have to find a way to blend the consistency from the first half to the second. And it's very lovely to see us scoring these goals very close to halftime. I like seeing that. The one goal was good, and that was one what you say going to halftime. Like, okay, cool. We had some chances. We could be a little better. Salah missed one, okay, but we'll get more in the second half. Bald fraud. I used to call him a fraud, but I can't. I mean, look, listen, we get it. He's won so many trophies. You know what I mean? And I'm sure he'd love to get on the Champions League, but City's not winning any Champions League with Pep. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. It's not. They're not built for Champions League football to me. They're not. All that infrastructure and how much money they have, and you know they got money. I mean, they should be a team that can compete, but they're not. When you look at their team, seriously, for the Premier League, it's cool. When you look on a world stage, that team is not. They don't have it. They don't have it to me. Yes, it very well could, Thompson. These 2 months, yeah, it very much could. It very much could. So it's serious. It's serious, man. The next couple of months are very, very big. And I said it again. As much as I want the Champions League, I want every competition. To me, the priority has to be the league this season. It has to be the league. If they play the Leicester, I'm sure their fans will probably have songs made about how they won the Premier League before us, and they're just little old Leicester and whatever. But they know what happened today. We know what happened today. You can say we were lucky. You can say we were fortunate. Whatever. We got the win. So to me, all those different words that you want to use to describe how we got it is fine for me. We got the win. So we're the undefeated team, top of the league. I'm not tripping. They don't have the character, as Brendan Rodgers would say. They don't. And that's just facts. City are not winning a Champions League with Pep, if ever. I mean, they don't have it. First of all, their defense is not good enough. It's not. It's just not good enough. I don't care what you say. Even with Vincent 12-head company, their defense is not good enough. Okay? And all the credit that their fullback get, I like Mendy. I even think, what's his name? The guy who scored for them today. I can't think of his name right now for some reason. England International. Anyway, he's played with Spurs. He gets a lot of hype, and I don't know if he's that great. He's probably decent, I guess, but again, they're just not. They're not convincing to me defensively. And as good as their keeper is, and he is good, he can be got at. And so, we'll see what happens. Again, I'm talking like they didn't just win the league, because they did, by a long stretch. You know what I'm saying? Walker, right? But I just, again, I'm starting to come around to the idea that I may be slightly more worried about, in head-to-head competition, slightly Spurs than City. Slightly, very slight. It's a very small margin. When I look at both of those teams, and it's crazy to say this because of what City did, but I just think Spurs are a different challenge, a bigger challenge, just on the game with those players for Liverpool than City. I really believe that. And if we didn't go down to 10 men versus City, we all know what would have happened at their stadium. You know what I mean? But we did, and that's happened. It's cool. 11-11, City are not better than us. They're not. So, excuse me. But, yeah, we'll see. We got a lot of work to do. I think this break may prove to be maybe a good thing for the squad. For us fans wanting to see football, wanting to see Liverpool, specifically, because I'm not watching any of these international games. I'm not. And I love football, but not as much, not that much I need to watch that. I probably just rewatch some of the games we played this season, if not all of them. It's so devastating that we have to have this break right now. But this is what happens in the league, and we have to, every season of football, we have these breaks. So we knew it was coming, but I don't love it. I hate it. But perhaps it's a good thing. Perhaps it's a good thing. Reassess some guys, see what Fabinho is for Klopp. All the guys. Just really reassess and see what we're doing, where we're at. And build on that. And so, in closing again, I bring this up a lot because I think it's a very, very good point that Klopp made. Is that it's and this is obvious, but it's more about what guys are showing in training. And so hopefully there's some guys, with that kind of spirit of Gomez to say like, look, let me take this opportunity to show Klopp that, look, I know you have maybe your favorites or who you think fits the best, but have a look at me. Maybe Shaqiri is one of those guys. Maybe Shaqiri is one of those guys. Maybe Fabinho could be one of those guys. Matip, I don't know, but I think we look good. We could be better. I'm happy for 12 out of 12. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. That is the perfect start to the season. That's what we all wanted. I think some of us maybe thought Palace would be that game that we might slip based on the past. Leicester might be one of those teams that we slip, but this is the best way to go into the break. There's no better way to go into the break like this, and so I'm pleased by that. Now, can we, put away those demons of years in the past where we come back from an international break and we look flat? Can we do that? We need to. Really hoped. I was really hoping that Newcastle can get a draw today. That would have really been amazing. They didn't. Let's hope that Watford can show up tomorrow. I think they will get some out of that game. But yeah, I'm enjoying watching Liverpool today, whether it was nervy or not. Just loving them play this season, and I'm sure you are as well. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll be back sometime between now and then. If there's any Liverpool news to talk about or that I feel like I should or want to talk about, I will. But yeah, till next time, guys.